be here after hours. There's no signs posted saying no parking after hours. The people who are at the library, or at least. So, I don't know who that guy was. The picture on the front here is First Steps. In the description for this video, if you click on the link, it'll take you to the guy who was just screaming at me about an hour ago. I have to try to find somebody to make the call with me, but who's going to do that? Who's going to do something other than blow me off or talk over me or tell me to let it go or to move somewhere else or to move on or insinuate lots of different things and then say, oh, I didn't say that later on. Your solution is to run away. I left Virginia so Natalie and her family could have the whole state. As soon as they started playing victim, I was fucking gone. But you know what? What happens when I do that every time? I'm the one who's painted like the bad guy. These cops are going to harass me about the multiple times that they've come and harassed me at places I was to try to get help, including the library. That's one of the tactics they pull. They tell me I should have called 911. Well, what happens when I call 911? Is my life in immediate danger? Absolutely it is. What are they going to do? They're going to brush me off. When I tell them about the crime that literally just happened, they want to ask me why people would do that. Well, then I start explaining it. Well, they can't do anything about that because it's a different jurisdiction. And then they go off on their own wild tangent like a 5-year-old on a sugar rush. Are they going to sit through the whole movie? No. Are they going to pay attention to what's going on? No. And that's how nearly everybody treats an autistic adult who's been harmed to the point that they're in a state of crisis, especially if they're disabled, especially if they're male, especially if they're autistic. If we have Asperger's, you pretend that we're low-functioning autistic people. We're not. But that doesn't mean we don't still need help. That autism place was doing the plain stupid thing and trying to get us in contact with other places that I was going to have to call myself or they would call a place for me. Was it important to listen to what I was saying? It seemed like they were listening to what I was saying. But of course, by the end of it, they'd shown that obviously they hadn't heard a word I had to say. They intentionally misrepresented the situation, and so did the officers. When Officer Holloway came to harass me there, Officer Holloway of Warrenton Police Department, that wasn't okay. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm good to walk, but I know for certain after that guy stopped, and people drive past me and just scream shit. Sometimes you catch it on video, sometimes you don't. That's why it's important to make sure that I'm recording at all points in time, if at all possible. I never know when somebody's going to pull something like that. Anyway, I have to go to the bathroom, so I got to walk 2 blocks. I got to go right past this place that has chosen to victimize me on more than one occasion now. See, all they had to do was play victim, and I get harassed. So then I make sure that I record when I go past. I make sure I walk across the other side of the street. What, are the firemen now going to pretend like I'm threatening them? And then I'll have to walk 2 blocks to get to that convenience store. And I like that convenience store. The people who are in there are nice. They're from a foreign country. They have accents. And this guy went in there today with an attitude and decided he was going to treat them like crap and talk to them like they were stupid. They understand English. They definitely understand English. He asked the guy like 4 times if they ordered 40 pounds of chicken and 40 pounds of something else, and the guy answered in the affirmative. And then he wanted to keep on going at it and talking to the guy like he was stupid. Then the lady who's the manager, when he asked to speak to the manager spoke to him. He was still throwing a tantrum. Still throwing a tantrum when I walked past that vehicle. You want to ask me why I record? I'm going to record the walk to the friggin' station over there. That way anybody want to try to pretend like I done something horrible and evil, there's evidence that I'm on the other side of the street. Also, if they try to pretend like I did something wrong, it is recorded that I did not. The last time I talked to those ladies was on the 5th. The video in the description. I went to the video from on the 5th that's on one of my telephones. And I recorded the last time I talked to those ladies. I have not called them. I have not gone over there. I have done nothing immoral, nothing illegal, and nothing wrong. I have spoken up about the abuse. And that is for certainly not illegal. I'm going to pee my pants. Now, of course, I do have bottles that I can pee in, but then, of course, somebody will try pretending like I'm trying to expose myself, which is definitely not the case, but it is something that I have to worry about. Do you have to worry about that? Now, of course, for my own safety and protection, in case someone try to assault me, obviously, I have to be able to defend myself. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that I have something on me that I can defend myself with that is not lethal. I am not interested in anyone getting killed. I'm interested in preventing people from getting killed. That guy wanted to shout at me and accuse me of being a murderer. I know you'll probably have to ghetto blast your speakers to hear the things that that man was saying just in my video. By the way, he started recording after about a minute of harassing me. He was faster on the take than I was because he had it ready already. His phone probably isn't full of a shit ton of evidence. Anyway, as I go past this place, I have to worry about taking abuse from these people. I have to worry about them doing harmful things to me just because I exist. Just because I tried to get help turning in abuse. And of course here, what do they try to do? The same thing they did in Boulder, the same thing they did in Chapel, the same thing they did in Inglewood. The same thing. Same thing they did in Chapel over and over and over again. And Chapel thinks that I'm going to give up if they victimize me enough. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how many child molesters in Chapel, Nebraska I exposed? I will get my voice heard. I also have needs, and my needs need to be taken care of. That includes going to the friggin' bathroom. Now I'm going to be walking right past that place. And to make sure that if they try to pretend that there's some funny business going on, I'll walk right past it. On the other side of the street, and you can see that there's no funny business going on. I need to get Officer Holloway's body camera. That'll show that he came in and intentionally misrepresented the situation. He didn't bother to investigate. No, he just came to harass me and then leave. If it was worth coming and talking to me, it was worth investigating, and it was worth making sure that I don't get away. So maybe he should have done his work before coming and talking to me. Well, they already know who I am. They already know that the story is BS. It was just an opportunity. You want to pretend like people wouldn't do these things, but they do. There's also Claire Jordan. She's a victim of this abuse as well. And I have permission to park at the library, which is nice. It's also recording, which is nice. Trying to harm me between here and wherever. So we got this thing right here. It's a flashlight. All right. There's got to be a way to stop people from hurting me. Now, sometimes people just come up to me and start assaulting me. Just come up and start assaulting me. Now, obviously, if I ain't got my camera up and ready, and just like with that guy, you know, a lot of them, as soon as I pull out my camera, they start swinging. I don't get a chance to do anything. Anything at all. Anyway, we'll try not to zap myself with it. No guarantees. But I definitely don't want to get harmed, you know. So obviously it is not a firearm. It is not meant to end anyone's life. It's meant to protect myself. Now that guy right there, because I was recording, well, he didn't start swinging, did he? I made sure that I got a picture of his face to the best of my abilities. I'll make sure we show this. It's Warrenton Community Library. I'll make sure that the whole route is paced off. I'll make sure that as we pass, that we make sure that we show that we have crossed the road properly across the crosswalk and looked both ways. After being harassed by the police on multiple occasions, being harassed by that guy in the Honda Passport. Thank you, sir. Looking both ways. Making sure that we cross across the road. And again, absolutely no funny business. Of course, they're not going to allow me a place to sit down and write out a police report. But first steps, you notice I'm on this side of the street. You see that? So I am across the street from First Steps. I am making sure that as I pass, that there is absolutely no doubt whatsoever as to the fact that I am not hurting anyone, harming anyone, maiming anyone, that I am not threatening anyone, or acting in a threatening or demeaning way. I'm making sure that the situation is recorded for my safety, which is important. I'm gonna get my pants. Oh, cool. Come on. There it is. All right, that makes my back hurt. Anyway, you get to see that we are absolutely on the other side, making no threatening remarks, no threatening gestures. We're not throwing anything at people or screaming or shouting. That's one of the important things about being a disabled and at-risk adult. If nobody's there to protect you, you'll be victimized into homelessness. And then once you've been victimized into homelessness, well, nobody cares. They'll just assume you're on drugs. Or pretend that you're on drugs. Now you get to see with that place how far I am walking around. It only adds an extra, I guess, right along there across the street to here. And then, of course, crossing the street over at the other crosswalk. So it adds maybe, what, 300 feet maybe? Not even that, 200 feet. My hand is hurting and my back is hurting and my feet are hurting. I got these military boots, but I'm learning how to walk in them so it's more impact resistant. I just have to walk slower. Like I said, I glide. Now here's another crosswalk. As you notice, this here crosswalk, you get to notice on the road, we're going to the supermarket. We are not engaging with the people at the autism place. That's the thing, is that our rights don't matter. You just pretend they do. So, as you can see, still no funny business. That's the problem with Karens. That's the problem with mandated reporters. When you tell on one of their friends, they start breaking the law immediately, and then they don't stop. And they absolutely do work together. You know, I'm going inside the secure step. Whoa! There we go. Do you have a bathroom I can use? No? That's right. Well, you guys are my favorite store here so far, so I'll be back to get something after I go to the bathroom. Is there a place nearby where I could? Thank you. And I'm sorry that delivery guy was being a jerk to you. I really just wanted to tell him you do understand English and you already answered his question, but you did a good job with him. You were very patient with him, and I'm sorry he was rude.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. See, I'm polite, but once you start playing stupid, I know that the next thing you're going to do is play victim. All right, I just left the place, so I suppose I should find out my route. I've never used the bathroom there before, so I don't know. In either event, I'm going to cross the street here. Well, see, nobody, we're safe. Now that is way better than jumping in front of a vehicle when it's right there, because chances are you're going to get injured and you're not going to have to pay for it. Now obviously I'm on this side of the road And their little purple building is over on the other side of the road. Obviously, I am making sure that I don't pee myself. I'm trying to walk as slow. Oh my God, that hurt. Slowly as possible, so I don't hurt. Making sure that everything is recorded. Excuse me, ma'am. Is there a bathroom around here?
I'm sorry?
Is there a bathroom around here?
I think at the end of this road there might be a shanty hut.
Thank you, ma'am.
The mini mart has one.
All right.
But the food court and the bit right here there's a shanty hut.
Thank
I don't
you.
know if it's locked, but
I'll ask. I don't mind buying something to eat in order to use the bathroom.
it smells good.
Oh, good. It's open. I wanted to give some people their privacy. But you notice it's a porta potty. It's right over here. There's a Warrenton police officer. There's some more Warrenton police vehicles and fire department stuff. Like I said, right next door. I'm gonna put this in my pocket. Of course, it shows what? That I am up to absolutely no funny business. I just gotta pee. Make sure that I turn on the recording. Show that I'm moving out of my way, not to walk anywhere on their property.
Yeah, you can eat the rest of that at home, buddy.
Stick your fork in there and then pass it down.
'Cause your mom's gotta get going to work.
Food is an everyday need. I'm making sure that now I'm getting close to the road. Make sure that I keep the camera showing that I'm not going anywhere near the place. When people want to play victim, that's on them. That's why I record. There's lots of people who think that it's all right to get violent, that it's all right to hurt people, that it's all right to threaten their lives. You can see I'm on the other side of the road, making sure that I'm not on their property or at their property or anything of that nature. These places don't care about our safety. They care about getting money. They care about getting paid. This is America, folks. Don't play stupid. You know how it works. notice, again, we're not at that place. Like I said, as soon as people start playing stupid, I know the next step is for their dumb asses to start playing victim. Obviously, I'm here at the supermarket. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not screaming or shouting at people. But I'm also not being antagonized by anyone. Hey, thank you very much. It was open. You rock. I want to pet your puppy. I said I want to pet your puppy. Furry things make everything better. And everything tastes better with a dog hair in it. In my opinion, of course. You too, thank you. I found a bathroom.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I got all the time in the world.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to get 2 corn dogs.
Okay.
2. Sorry, my hand's kind of cramped. Alright, now what are we doing? We'll make sure that we walk the route and record the walking route. You can see I'm not hurting anyone, I'm not hitting anyone, I'm not threatening anyone, I'm not throwing anything at anyone. And I'm going to cross the street so I can go completely around that particular place. I told him I ain't been there in at least 3 days. Shit, I ain't talked to him since the 5th. I've had no interest in talking to him since the 5th. When they started playing stupid and ignoring the law and sending me on wild goose chases. And of course, cops coming in and harassing me the way that he did. Obviously, I did not kill Natalie Bollinger. Obviously, I did not kill Selena Not Afraid. Obviously, I did not kill Christine Bouhid. Wasn't there when Rihanna was killed. I wasn't there when Anna Hunka was killed. These are just women. And only a few of them. No, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to press that button. Anyway, you can see Warrenton Food Station. I'm not anywhere on the property. I'm not engaging with the people on the property. I'm not speaking with the people on the property. And I haven't spoken with the people on that property since the 5th. Now here's the problem is that when it comes to police and police tactics, corruption, and of course brutality, if you don't record, people can do whatever they want, whenever they want, call you mentally ill, and you lose. Now, at least this way, I can make sure that I can go utilize the restroom when needed. Oh my God. You see, Warrenton Fire Department, burn ban restrictions start June 14th. This is where we're at. It's obviously not even on the same side of the street. Now, of course, those people said that they believed me, but then they didn't follow the law. For my protection, I have to make sure that it's recorded. And of course, there's one of the gentlemen who's been staring at me when I go literally anywhere. I'm pretty used to it. And for my safety, of course, I have to record it. I'm fine with them recording, as long as they leave me alone. As long as they're not threatening me, or harassing me, or threatening to hurt my family or my friends, they can go ahead and record all they want. That's one thing y'all don't get. If I could record literally 24 hours of my day, 7 days a week, I absolutely would. And we're at another crosswalk here, see? So, we'll look both ways. We're safe. I'll make sure that we continue on our merry little way. God damn, my back is killing me. I'll fight for the Constitution, you damn right. But I'm not willing to kill people. That's horrible. You can see I'm in the walking lane. I'm not on their property. I'm not engaging them. I'm not threatening them. I'm not throwing anything at them. I'm going to walk backwards, though, for my safety. Make sure that anybody that tries to pull anything, it is recorded. And that's the thing about being a jerk to somebody with an IQ of 172. I may not know how to do something, but I'll figure it out eventually. And as long as I make sure that I record it for my safety, I am doing the right thing because it is the right thing to do. And you can see there, obviously, this is the direction that I am going. Well, turn it around so you can see me. You can also see the place behind me. It's how small communities work. It's also how large communities work. Because the top work together, they want their jobs. Their excuse for not doing their job is mandated recorders. What? And they tell you that they believe you, but then they talk over you. What are they believing? Obviously not anything that you're saying, because they're not hearing what you're saying. See how that works? Hopefully nothing bad has happened to my vehicle while I was gone. Doesn't look like it was vandalized. Well, you'd be surprised how many times it has been vandalized. I come out a couple of times from the library to find that my car had been ransacked, and that in addition to ransacking my vehicle, they uncovered something filthy and stinky that they obviously didn't want. Now you get to see how it really works. if you actually care. What do I gotta do now? Plug in my vehicle. Check my telephone. Come on. I got it. Got 2 corn dogs for dinner. Cheap. The important thing about the recordings is that you get to hear the tone of people's voices. You also get to hear what I said to them. Well, that's a high-roving vehicle. Makes it difficult to speak. There's also one of my videos, once in a while it does this thing, where it says upcoming. I don't know what happens. The video just says upcoming. There's a video recorded, but it just says upcoming. This is the one that I'm recording right now. The evidence is in the link description. Let's see. Recording for my safety from First Steps in Law Enforcement. There's also people like, of course, the guy in the front cover of this is one of the people harassing me. There's a lot of stuff these guys refuse to see. And without you guys helping me to turn this stuff in, it's never going to matter. Let's see. Let's see how much battery I got on this. Oh, we're running low. Here we go. Report people incarcerated at Oregon's only women's prison are inhumane. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet they are. It's probably the next thing I should speak on, huh? Claire's lucky she didn't go to prison for being autistic. Alright, so this one right here, this one was Joseph Michael Lopez court date, right before his court.
Alright, I'm here at the Adams County Justice Center. This is where detectives, Jai Rogers and Peterson, get to hide out. See, these bastards, or useless son of a bitches, whatever you want to call them, they got to hide out here because where they started their bullshit was in a different county. So they get to hide behind jurisdiction. Meanwhile, harassing me across jurisdictional lines. As a result, I'm here for the Joseph Michael Lopez trial. Today is his arraignment. Let's hope these son of a bitches go down. Not just Lopez, but also these filthy fucking pigs. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. Alright, I'm here at the Adams County.
Now, what happened after that? I'll show you. Oh, come on. There's another one. Let me see. I don't remember how I got to that menu. Well, that sucks. Let me see. Maybe I went to live, possibly. Scroll down in that. It was slavery, expensive repair, got me safely home.
So here she is, safely home.
Hi guys, I made it safely home and in good shape, and I had a wonderful conversation on the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome, hon. I will talk to you again tomorrow, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Sounds good.
Okay, you drive safe.
Yes, ma'am.
And she did too. She came and gave me, I want to say, like $57, and she was all apologizing to me. Oh, you don't need to apologize for that. If it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't be where I am right now. That's for certain.
Well, as we
I'd
all
be out of
know,
gas.
I'm not the best drivers. I was gonna let her hold on to my taser just in case she felt uncomfortable, and she pulled out a big old pink one, and I was like, yep, all right, we're good to go.
Heck yeah. She was already ready already.
Over up here, there's a road a couple of blocks down.
Alright, so anyway, let me see. Well, there's quite a bit. There's a guy named Alexander in Tillamook. This is one of the people that I had to try to go to for help. Alright, let's see what the charge is up to. We're up to 14%. That's good. Now that I've gotten to use the bathroom and I got myself some food, I should probably eat the food while it's still warm. We'll try Daniel Whitehouse again. He probably won't answer.
Hey, thanks for calling. You know who this is? You know what to do with the beep.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Daniel, the harassment here, the law enforcement has stepped up their harassment as well as some of the local community. So I'm having to record literally everywhere I go. It's tough to keep things charged and, you know, all my electronics. And also I have to worry about abuse by the police. I got a recording from about an hour and a half ago. I'm trying to think of somebody to help me turn it in, but nobody's answering. Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. Now, of course, Mr. Whitehouse was supposed to meet me this morning. I was supposed to call him as soon as I got my phone, which, of course, I did. I could use my beard. I've been trying to get my hand back into shape so I can actually draw pictures, detailed pictures, but right, right now it doesn't seem like a happening thing. Today I also recorded a delivery driver talking down to them folks at the supermarket like they were dogs. Like they were too stupid to understand the words that were coming out of his mouth. But if he talked louder and slower like a dick, they'd hear him. No, they did hear him. Sucks being in a racist redneck community sometimes. Shit, Chapel, Nebraska, they called me N-word lover for years. What other numbers can I call? They tell me to call 911. But what happens when I call 911? I have to be afraid of retaliation by that guy. I have to be afraid of retaliation by the police. I have to be afraid of retaliation by any mandated reporter who refused to do their jobs. So here's the issue. You admit you made a mistake. It cost you $300. Yeah, you might lose your license, depending on whether or not you learn your lesson. You know what I can do though? I don't have my YouTube account attached to this new phone that I had to buy in order to be able to, well, that's my lifeline, obviously. All right. I suppose I should probably unplug that for a minute. We can see there's a lot of videos on my channel. Maybe we should go to Facebook. I was able to get that to work. What I've had a problem with is getting it to go to my profile. Press the home button. This guy, Nick Conley, is supposed to be a journalist. He hasn't messaged me back. Let's take a look at some of the messages I've had. Nick Conley's been in contact with me for a while. Let's see if it does anything. Maybe I could try calling him. Let's see. Yeah, it's not working. I did try. I had to tell quite a few people to leave me alone. Of course, what did that result in? Me being bullied by them and their friends. Them slandering my name and calling me all sorts of things that are untrue. Calling me a murderer, calling me a rapist, calling me a child molester, and things like that. None of these people have ever been touched by me. They're angry at my words. Oh, dear God, poor them. Suzanne Cole, this lady stood up to Shanta Deloach McLean. And so I typed at her, I'm not a fan of Shanta. She helped child molesters, rapists, and murderers get away. She did too. She's one of those people who wanted to play head games. Then anybody that stands up to her must be a predator. Oh yes, I took screenshots of that. That's right. Gallery. There's Claire Jordan. Her voice is in the video as well. What I mean is the video where that man was screaming at me about 2 hours ago. I'm going to call her up and see if she can make a call with me. She might not be able to because of the situation with her kids. We'll call her up and see. She might also call me up and yell at me. We'll have to see about that. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that I pay attention to a lot of different people and a lot of different things. Chicago cops allegedly sexually assaulted a migrant, possibly a minor. Yep. The issues that I'm having are very real. A lot of people claim that they didn't do this or they didn't do that. Man, you should see the tantrums that they throw. What a fun feller. Well, there's literally... Oh, that's Christopher Weaver, a.k.a. Ogre. Used to be a friend of mine until Natalie was killed. I did everything I could for him. Jeremy Weaver, obviously his cousin. So we can go back and we can see the different folks that have decided to be rude and inconsiderate. What I'm looking for in specific, I think I gotta scroll up for. Yep, I did. Let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of laws and stuff. Now let's check this out. Is that it? These are a bunch of people who wanted to harass me. Many of them. On the bright side, I speak up. Here's one. Autism is a disability under the ADA. Some adults and children with autism can access Social Security benefits, including disability benefits and supplemental security income, SSI. Continue reading to learn more about autism and available disability benefits. There's also us being victimized out of our disability benefits. It says more than 66% of young adults on the autism spectrum are unemployed and are not engaged in higher education 2 years after exiting high school. "79% of autistic adults with mostly above average intellectual abilities lived independently." 79%. However, independent living doesn't mean that you don't have any assistance whatsoever. Most of these people do have families that care about them and help them to get a good and fair start. It says some individuals with autism are completely capable of living on their own. Others will learn through experience, and still others will need to be taught specific life tasks before being able to live on their own. This is a thing about crisis from the autism community. This is important stuff to read. Crisis support for the autism community. It says, well, I recommend looking this up. It's actually a download. American Association of, well, Suicidology is what it says, but crisis supports for the autism community. We go to all those crisis supports. What we should do now is, I'm going to call Claire. Maybe she'll be able to call it in with me. Hey, Claire. I'm going through that very same thing here in Warrenton, and I have it recorded. Just the harassment from today is horrendous. I just had a guy pull up next to me, scream at me that I was a murderer, and stop stalking people and harassing people. And it's over a situation where I tried to turn in the police and other mandated reporters here. The last time I talked to the people at the autism place here was on the 5th, and I recorded the last time that I spoke with him, and I did play it on my channel. I also started recording while that guy was yelling at me and screaming at me, telling me he's going to run me out of town, and we're going to run you out of town, and he's, telling me he's going to call the cops and all sorts of stuff, and he was recording. So now I'm all antsy in my pantsy. I don't have the ability to record 24/7, so that's the scariest part.
Yeah.
I was hoping that you might be able to help me call that in.
I was in bed.
Also, I've been playing all the stuff that you said in the recordings. I've been playing it over and over on my channel so that people can hear your voice and they know that you're real and that you really did go through it. If you have to get sleep and can't function right now, I understand.
I ended up having it open today instead of. I had it open today instead of having a day off, and then I work again tomorrow. So, let's see what's.
I'll try to call and see if I know someone who's awake.
Okay, I'm sorry. My brain's not even working.
You were asleep, I understand. I'm thankful you even answered the phone. You know how much of a dick I am when shit like this happens. So just remember, I'll be bitching tomorrow, but I'll make sure I call you if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, be safe. Thank you, Claire.
All right, thank you.
I suppose I should make sure that her words are heard here again.
I'm in one of the canyons, so I just have to get all the way back up to Estes where I work. Anyway, yeah, I absolutely understand those situations, and I'd love to testify about it because I had so many situations where basically, like, it's like the Stanford prison experiment on a massive scale out there. It's fucking disgusting. People drive people to madness over, like, power and control. Like, they really get a kick out of controlling the homeless population out there, but then they don't actually want to do anything about it, and so they just push people until they break. And then when they break, they're like, oh, see, this is why you can't function in society. It's like, oh, okay, so you're going to torture me for 4 months, use all my resources, send me in endless loops to go check out other resources, other places until I have less than I started with. Take away every basic necessity of living and comfort, massive hierarchy of basic needs, man. Like, no shelter, no food. People are going to lose their shit. And you start treating people like they have less than animal rights, you're going to end up with a lot of people that are basically gone feral, and now you're cornering them and threatening them. Of course they're going to fight back. That's not a mental health problem. That's torture.
Exactly.
My problem was that the state that my ex left me in, and his, landlord or whatever, I couldn't quite form proper sentences, and I kept having heat stroke, so I'm really not even sure if the words that I thought I was saying were the words coming out of my mouth. And I can't tell because no one cared to pay attention enough. So I could have, I thought I was saying stuff like, I need an ice pack before I have a seizure, I need water, I'm having heat stroke, and I need help. And I would say that over and over and over, and they'd be like, ma'am, you need to calm down or I'm calling the cops. And then they would stare at me with, like, a weirdly smug smile, like, what are you even saying? And it's really disturbing because some of these, like, emergency workers and mandatory reporters are supposed to be trained to see something like that. Like, this basic shit, like how to recognize a stroke, or, somebody having a health crisis, not a mental crisis, or, like somebody starts speaking gibberish and half their face isn't moving. Maybe you should get them to the fucking ER instead of laughing at them and being like, well, if you don't want my help, I'm out of here, which is what happened to me in Vancouver, Washington in a fucking parking ride.
Do the same thing here in Warrenton. They lie to you and manipulate the situation, change your words, and then they say, oh, well, what I'm hearing you say is, like, are you hearing me say anything? I mean, really, what are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Not
I
me.
absolutely know that I have brain damage from multiple rounds of heat stroke because people were denying even so much as water to people that looked homeless. And there's states where that's illegal to deny somebody a glass of water. And so it just kind of blew my fucking mind that people were just like torturing the homeless population to the point where they break, and then just modifying their own memory, I guess. Like, oh, they were always like that. See, that's why we don't help you. It's like, yeah, but, you could go 4 fucking months holding your shit together and functioning like a normal person, politely trying to seek out resources for, not to be homeless and, living in a hotel or whatever. And then if you're acting well put together, then they act like you must just be lazy or trying to calm them. And so they don't want to help you because you're not in crisis enough. And then when you finally hit crisis enough, they call the police because now you're just acting crazy, or, like here in Colorado, I was told that I was going to get some help. I got all the paperwork they asked for. I showed up. I made, promises with the hotel that I was staying at that they were going to get a payment from this local resource. And I show up like an hour before I'm supposed to have this all done, with a one last piece of paper that they asked for. And suddenly they had changed their mind and decided that they had things that they thought were a better idea for my family, except that they didn't. The things that they suggested were so overly complicated and worse, and would make things worse for me and my children, and that it was mind-blowing. And so then I spent 45 minutes talking to this director about it and hammering out the details, and then finally coming back around again to the point where it was like, oh yeah, just a hotel voucher would actually be the best thing. And this lady jumps in, she's like, okay, well, I still think that my idea is better, and that's what we're going to go with. And I had a freaking autistic meltdown about it because, it instantly made me feel suicidal because their suggestions, instead of a hotel
They're
voucher,
hurting her.
to bridge a little bit of a gap for me.
They know it's hurting her.
To put the kids in foster care, go into a safe house, quit my job.
They literally try to pin
so
you
that
in the
I could
corner.
go into this specific shelter, and I was just like, well, why would I do that for 2 weeks? And then try to pick up all the pieces after quitting my job? Are you insane? So,
Let's record some more of this. Making sure that her voice is heard.
Anyway, I had an autistic meltdown about it, which is what I did in Tillamook, after trying to tell my story, in 45-minute chunks, having realize after 45 minutes of talking to somebody that they haven't been listening to a damn thing that I'm saying, and having that multiple times in a row, and blowing away a whole day or three to do it, that it's hard to even function. It's hard to track. I get so worked up about it, just thinking about it, that I lose where I'm at talking about things. But then in the office up here in Colorado, I was like, God, you're making me suicidal. I just want to drive off a cliff. You're not paying attention. And they're like, oh, you said the S word. And they called the cops, and I swear to God, 10 of them showed up to talk about why I'm causing a scene. And I was like, because I just wasted 4 hours of my day trying to explain something to somebody, only to have them pull the rug out from underneath me and basically prove that they weren't listening in the fucking first place, because what they responded with had nothing to do with anything that I said.
Jessica Coronado typed hi. Hi, Jessica Coronado. Could you please turn this in? Please call the cops and turn in the videos that show the harassment, show that I'm doing everything that I can, but it makes things 10 times harder when they're going to come harm me every time somebody plays victim. There's multiple videos in a row today. There's also, for the last few days, I haven't been able to record anything on YouTube since the 3rd. I woke up and my phone was broken. So I had to go and buy a new phone. I also had to spend $136 to get this phone broken. By the way, I got it fixed by Dan's cell phone repair here in Tillamook. It's right behind the Walmart. And that guy, he was pretty badass. He found out they didn't ship it out till the 6th, but he let me know about it. He also let me know as soon as it comes in, he's going to repair it immediately. I'm pretty sure that he probably don't like child molesters any more than I do. He got it repaired yesterday. It wasn't supposed to be repaired till the 15th, and that's only because there was a delay in shipping. And yes, that screwed me over severely. But on the bright side, I was still able to record most of the situations. And the last situation that... Alright, so... there's one that was made today about bullies, and... alright, I should say there's one video that I got to make here at the library about what I'm going through that I got to make. I've been to the library to try to get my computer running all week. I've also recorded my attempts to get it running and how slow it is and how eventually I have to leave because they're closing and how I have to get ready ahead of time and how it screws up my back to carry that stuff.
I had to go get my children from Florida myself because no agency would get back to me. I had to drive all the way to Florida and pick them up. They were covered in bugs, bruises, severely neglected. One of my dogs already died from what looks like chemical exposure, and then the second little dog was, on her last legs, losing teeth and massive patches of hair. So, I just got them back like a month ago. I'm still trying to figure out how to help them with their PTSD. I have massive PTSD. I have to make my kids the priority because they're my responsibility. I'd be more than happy to, go in with you and go in on it with you to say, yeah, these things are happening and here's what happened to me and here's what happened to him and that's how it's, would have to go. But as far as just going in with you, like I'm in Colorado, so I can't walk in. So I'm not really sure how much help I can be, and then it would also be extremely triggering for me, dealing with a lot of mental damage and like physical and emotional.
From the same people.
So I don't know. I've tried to listen and I've tried to tell you what I had to offer and what I have to.
Great job.
But regardless, I'm at work right now and I'm out of anxiety meds, and so I'm gonna have to let this go for this minute.
Oh, come on now. Anyway, the situation that happened, I'll send you a link to the video right now, so that you can see it, Miss Jessica Coronado. Let's see if it'll let me. All right, let me see. YouTube. How do I find my YouTube channel? Ah, here it is. Alright, it's loading up. Obviously this doesn't log into mine, but this one's from a year ago.
Obviously I can't show you guys my little sister's phone number.
Had to hold my fingers over it so you couldn't see my number, or my sister's number. I later had to give it out for her safety anyway.
This is from my little
investigators
sister.
would do something.
Come on, focus.
This won't focus in enough to...
It says I was followed by cops. Then had some guy threaten me that if I don't walk away now...
Focus. There's more to it, but that's not the part that we're looking at. Let me see, I'm gonna have to unplug this from the charger. Alright, that one was from Chapel, Nebraska, but it helped me to get to my channel, which is good. Live. This one right here is recorded. It says upcoming instead of showing it, which sucks. Okay, this one right here, bully, threatening and harassing me. I have to be scared to go to the cops. It's also got one of the people who harasses me on the internet. This guy typed that he was gonna harass me in a brutally manner. I wonder what that means. He also had 2 other messages that were apparently so bad that he unsent them immediately after typing them. They were probably actual threats against my life, but we'll see what happens.
To me and started harassing me and cursing at me. It took me a minute to get this thing going. I need help. I need help in this kind of harassment. This man pulled over. He's in the road. He pulled over in the road to harass me and started yelling at me and accusing me of harassing people and telling me to get out of this town. Telling me I needed to leave this town and he's going to run me out of this town. You need to run out of town right now. You hear me? You hear that right there? He's still doing this. You need to run away. You need to go away. You hearing this? He's trying to bully me and harass me and intimidate me into leaving. This is not okay. He is trying to bully me and harass me, same as the police. He needs to stop. You need to stop, motherfucker. You hear this? He's cursing at me and bullying me and berating me, and I'm gonna get his license plate number. His license plate number, he's got a red passport. Honda. License plate number VRY 975. And he is threatening me with violence.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you.
He is threatening me with violence.
I'm telling you right now, you need to get the fuck out of this town.
You hear this? This man will not stop harassing me. He pulled over to harass me, and now he's threatening me and intimidating me.
Can I talk to you for a second?
He is wanting to get his voice heard after he pulled over to threaten me. And now he wants to call names. All right, I did not ask for this. I did not ask for this.
You asked for this.
This guy right here will not leave me alone. I did nothing to him, but he is down here harassing me. Get away from me. Get away from me. You are making it unsafe. You are threatening me and harassing me. I feel unsafe, 100%. You just got out of your vehicle after threatening to assault me. Back up.
I threatened to assault you.
Back up.
When did I threaten to assault you?
You also said you was going to run me out of town. Back away from my vehicle.
You need to get the fuck
back away. You're going to make me.
No.
Are you going to make me leave?
You've been harassing people.
I have not harassed anyone.
Right.
I have not. Back up. Leave me alone.
You have been
Leave me alone. Back up. Stop harassing me.
did I tell
Leave
you
me alone. Back up. Stop harassing me. Back up. Back up. Leave me alone. Back up. Leave me alone. Nobody asked you to stop and harass me. Go away and leave me alone. Go away. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stop harassing.
He wanted to call me psycho, accuse me of being a murderer, say I needed to be in an institution, all sorts of stuff.
Me. Stop cursing at me. Stop. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
You go back over there and video anything right now?
Leave me alone! 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 Leave me alone!
What a fucking douchebag are you?
Leave
There
me
goes cursing at
alone!
me.
Why would I want to leave you?
Leave me alone! 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 Leave me alone!
Right there, he's like, what about the people that you killed? Like, seriously? What people? You think it's okay, don't you?
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
He said he'll leave me alone when I get the fuck out of town, and then he called me an asshole.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! VRY. I didn't catch the last part of it, but I definitely said it. In the road to harass me and started yelling at me and accusing me of harassing people and telling me to get out of this town, telling me I needed to leave this town and he's going to run me out of this town.
You need to run out of town right now.
You hear me? You hear that right there? He's still doing this.
You need to run away. You need to go away.
You hearing this? He's trying to bully me and harass me and intimidate me into leaving. This is not okay. He is trying to bully me and harass me, same as the police. He needs to stop.
You need to stop, motherfucker.
You hear this? He's cursing at me and bullying me and berating me, and I'm going to get his license plate number. license plate number. He's got a red passport. Honda. License plate number VRY 975. And he is threatening me with violence.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you.
He is threatening me with violence.
I'm telling you right now, you need to get the fuck out of this town.
You hear this? This man will not stop harassing me. He pulled over to harass me, and now he's threatening me and intimidating me.
Can I talk to you for a second?
He is wanting to get his voice heard after he pulled over to...
All right, here's first steps.
And there, of course, is the first steps. Now, of course, I gotta record this just because people start pretending like they're victims when they realize I'm trying to tell them for breaking the law. Well, I ain't gonna listen to me. They're gonna call me mentally ill. This place didn't care to help me.
Now you notice I'm going completely around the place.
They work with.
See the name of this video?
Police. I know these police
I believe this is a video where the delivery guy is a jerk.
Officers commit felonies. First steps is first to help.
But you see, I make sure I go on the other side of the road
here in Oregon. They're going to reserve all of their resources.
Last time I talked to them people was on the 5th.
But people like me, well, we're not considered people to these people. That's the First Steps building. And of course, we're going to make
You
sure
can see the name of it. It is evident.
Highlighted. First steps.
Make sure that you get the evidence. Make sure that when you're walking wherever you need to go, you gather the evidence that you need. That's pretty important too. Let me see. Is it this one? It might be.
Well, I haven't been back. I left there. There was a safety issue, and I left. You coming and harassing me.
There's a safety issue on the 5th. It's 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and now today's, I believe, the 13th. Thursday, 7/13. Yep. So it's been 8 days since I was there. 8 days. I haven't talked to anybody from there. I haven't gone into the place. I haven't tried.
Over those people is not okay. I left. I haven't been back in 3 days. I haven't tried to go back. I'm not interested in going back. You are harassing me. It is not appropriate for you to come do this here.
They asked me to.
Now, what is your name?
My last name is Burns.
All right, can I get your card?
I don't have any right now, but they're at the police department.
I don't have any right now.
Now, these are the guys I'm trying to turn in, this department. This is what they do when you try to turn them in.
You get bullied until you move somewhere else, and then when you move somewhere else, you get bullied some more. Let's see. Ryan to the rescue.
Alrighty. So, why do you think it is most people do this stuff again?
Because...
Like the whole, being afraid of the police. Are you afraid of them?
Yeah, because they like to use their power. They abuse it. They don't protect and serve like what it says. They abuse and abuse. You know, it's not right. And I feel like there's some good cops, yes, but they all are under the same system, which is bad, and they don't know that. And there's some good people. They try and they try, but they just get called crazy and they get dropped from the ground, and it doesn't make sense because everybody wants to do something, they say, but they don't do it. They just make it worse for people who have problems like us, like me, like anybody else, you know? Like,
The more poor you are, the less they care.
Nobody wants to help anybody else, and if they do, their idea of helping is talking over them or you're mentally ill.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just, they don't want to.
Now he's going to help me tomorrow here at the library, but if I'm armed, how's that going to work? Let's see. I can show you the... Oh, here, this one's pretty important too.
And there, of course, is the first steps.
This is me making sure that I walk completely around there, and I make sure it's recorded so you can tell there's no funny business.
People start pretending like they're victims when they realize I'm trying to tell them breaking the law. Well, ain't gonna listen to me. They're gonna call
Someone
me
calling
mentally ill.
themselves Dino Girl type
This
by
place
this
didn't
is
care to
boring.
help
I don't
me.
care if it's boring to you. I care about
Because I told on
innocent
people
people
that
in
they
their
work
lives.
with. The police. I know these police officers well. So when these officers commit felonies, first steps is first to help. Any agency here in Oregon, they're going to reserve all of their resources for people in houses. But people like me
And Claire.
We're not considered.
And Ryan. Where's the other one? Is this it? Let me see. Can't hardly hear it, can you? Let me see. I think this is the one I'm making right now, actually. So that's good. Let's go to some of the other recordings. I don't care if it's boring, it's evidence and it saves lives. Battery saver. Come on, where is it? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this kind of stuff. I'm at least trying though, you know. Let me see. Which one is it? It was on July 5th. This is the last time that I spoke with those people there, July 5th, and this is the last thing I said. I never entered their building or spoke with them ever again. This is after the situation with Holloway and avoiding there. And these guys playing stupid.
Hey, Brandy. Both of them places you said
Brandy
you're
and
closed.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking it might be a good idea to hang out in that.
They wanted to send me to Astoria and tell me to hang out there. That's right. That's their idea of mandated reporting, to pawn me off on someone else in a different jurisdiction. At least they're
area, because they
consistent.
won't open at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, the problem is the police and the other homeless people. But yeah, I'll probably end up heading up there. But they said the library, the internet stays on. As long as I'm not living there, it's alright if I stay there pretty late to try to work on anything on the computer. In my car, of course, because they close at 5. Other than that, the situation with the cop coming and talking to me, that was weird.
Because we're so close, they do come by here often.
Well, he came in, he knew my name, and was asking about a situation that he got completely wrong with the many people I talked to about you guys. So, I mean, it's weird that he would come in and tell me that some guy called him.
I don't know, but if you were here tomorrow, he would probably be coming by.
It's the fact there she's laughing, literally, she's laughing while she's lying through her teeth.
If I'd been able to...
She's literally lying through her teeth, and she couldn't even do it without laughing. Oh, he'd probably come by tomorrow. He didn't stop there to visit her. He said that he got a call. That's why he was there. He came in the door and looked right at me and said, "Are you Sean Schwartz?" Yes, I am. But now here she's playing stupid. I got to get his body camera, but his officers are playing stupid too. Let's back it up a little bit so that you guys can hear that.
Other than that, the
situation with the cop coming and talking to me, that was weird.
Because we're so close, they do come by here often.
Well, he came in, he knew my name, and was asking about a situation that he got completely wrong. But the only people I talked to about was you guys. So I mean, it's weird that he would come in and tell me that some guy called him.
Yeah, I don't know, but if you were here tomorrow, he would probably still be coming by.
It's the fact that he knew my name.
See how I kept my composure despite the fact she was laughing?
If I'd been able to record it, that would be better. It could be.
Yeah. I think that's
She's fishing for any
pretty
excuse.
standard.
It's not
cop to
standard.
run your...
It's not standard for them to come and harass somebody like that. It's either they got a call from somebody who's elsewhere or they got a call from somebody who's here. The thing with my name and with the situation with Natalie, I get that harassment everywhere I go by cops.
Yeah.
If I don't have the ability to record it, it's not safe for me to talk to them. I don't have a parent or a guardian
Which I was explaining all the
to assist me with that, with turning anything into the police. So for me to even talk to them is unsafe.
Let me see what is still open. I think that class of behavioral health is still open. They're another one that I put on your list.
What are they going to do, though?
They're open till 5.
But what do they do?
And she does eventually get around to that. She didn't call them with me, though, and she made no attempt to turn any of the stuff that I was talking to her about.
They offer mental health community-based services. Supported employment program, peer support.
So they provide literally nothing but drug addicts for help. That's what peer support amounts to in Oregon. Is somebody who's strung out on heroin usually, and then they call that peer support. It's very scary. There's supposed to be professionals to help people like me with these things. The problem is that I'm not able to access any of that because I'm literally running around spending all my money getting absolutely nowhere but broke. I'm putting a lot of wear and tear on my vehicle, I'm putting a lot of wear and tear on my body, and I can't turn my disabilities off to make everyone happy. And the problem is I can't jump through the hoops that I'm expected to because of abuse. I can't financially afford this, I can't physically afford this, I can't mentally afford this, and I don't have the time to jump through all this, to hurry up and wait everywhere I go for everybody to give me a whole list of phone numbers everywhere I go. Once I've gotten through that list, I've already been sent back to the original place I was sent to begin with, as well as 8 other places for each one, or 6 other places, or 5 other places, or whatever.
Phone number after phone number after phone number.
This is overwhelming having to do this alone. I try to explain what it's like having to live in my car and people blow that off and hear their own thing in their head. I'm exhausted with this. This has been 7 years of this. I was told if I jumped through these hoops that I'd get disability and these people would stop, but that's not what happened. Instead, I finally did get disability, but I got it just in time for a whole bunch of people to want to take advantage of the fact that I had an income.
Yeah.
There's nobody who protects me from this, and I get blown off at every service that I go to. If I talk calmly, then people don't think there's a problem. If I have a major anxiety attack over them not paying attention to the fact there's a major problem, it turns into me being treated like I'm some sort of a monster or animal because I'm not being heard. And I can't explain the bullies that bullied me to the point that I want my life to end without people locking me up in a mental facility pretending that I'm attempting to kill myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop bullies, not kill myself. I'm trying to get a safe place for me to go, and everybody keeps wanting to run me around and send me to a bunch of homeless shelters. If you ever stayed in a homeless shelter, it's horrible.
How am I going to work on my stuff? No.
Me too. Officer's name was Holloway, right?
Yes. I did write it down on your paper too.
Yes, ma'am.
And those are the last words I ever said to them. That was well over a week ago. Huh. Alright. That was literally the last thing that I ever said to them. And when was that? July 5th. July 5th. Let's shake the phone and maybe it'll zoom. July 5th. I need help stopping it. It's not just me. Not just Ryan. Not just Claire. Not just my little sister. It's not just Mandy Hughes. It's not just Sarah and Nick Bacon and their children. It's not just Cara Rogers and her son. It's not just Candace Bondurant and her daughters. It's not just Jamie Curtis and her son. It's not just former Officer William Barr and his son. It's not just about Leslie Snell and her kids. It's about the abuse from these people. About how easy it is to get away with harming an innocent person just by calling him mentally ill. And then you tell me I brought it on myself by speaking up, by trying to do the right thing. Amy Witcher wanted to be angry with me because she told me about Andrew Witcher molesting her daughter in good confidence and tell me about her drug consumption the year that she was supposedly going to help me. Instead, what did she do? She admitted that she was on she was on cocaine and Andrew was on methamphetamines. We also have Casey Smith recorded about that situation. Like I said, I've got hundreds of witnesses recorded. Anyway, I'm afraid to not record now. That guy pulled up threatening me and then pulled out his camera and wanted to point it in my face. I'm like, that's the first smart thing you fucking done, son. The first smart thing you did was pull out your camera. I do support recording people in public for our safety. Our safety. How about we take a look at some of the predators that I tried to turn in and what ultimately happened with them. This is over a situation in Nebraska. Michelle Quinn, special prosecutor appointed following Garden County Sheriff arrest. April 20th, 2021, according to spokesman Cody Thomas, 44-year-old Michelle Quinn of Lisco was lodged into the Keith County Jail. That's right, they couldn't lodge her into her own county or her own jail because she was the sheriff of Garden County. Oh, by the way, she got probation and now she's the sheriff again. Imagine that. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Ex-Nebraska prison employee goes to prison for smuggling in, marijuana's, and for sexual abuse. This is Michelle DeCini. Her name is all over my paperwork, too. All right, let's go to the next one. Here's Dual County Clerk Polly Olson. That's right, we got videos of her on my channel from before she was arrested, talking about her doing these things, didn't we? And just like with all the other ones, Well, it says Dual County clerk arrested following Nebraska State Patrol investigation. A 6-month Nebraska State Patrol investigation into purchases at the she's the Dual County clerk. It says Tuesday with arrest of Dual County clerk Polly Olson. I told you, but you didn't want to listen. Let's go to the next one. Former Nebraska assistant prison warden sentenced to jail. That's right. December 1st, 2022, Sarah Torciello, 46, publicly apologized for her actions in court Wednesday as District Court Jody Nelson told her she was going to, all right here, former Nebraska assistant warden sentenced. Let's see, Sarah Nelson Torciello was led away in handcuffs in January. Court records showed she had allegedly purchased a burner phone, so I told you, these girls get boyfriends in prison, mostly on death row. They give them special jobs so they have private time. She's the assistant prison warden. Look at her. Look at her. Here's some more with her. Former Nebraska assistant prison warden pleads guilty to, Nebraska Examiner. A former assistant Nebraska prison warden, Sarah Nelson Torciello, pleaded guilty Monday to felony. Well, you get to see that. It was definitely not acceptable. And these are all in connection with the felonies committed by Scott DaCosta to hide the wrongdoing of himself and his officers. You get to see he got to use multiple jurisdictions. Garden County, Lincoln. This is Lincoln, Nebraska, where I was sent to prison. They couldn't come up with anything to charge me with except to make up BS and charge me with misdemeanors. And then I was illegally prevented from going to court. Illegally allowed access. I was treated like I was guilty in prison, and I was punished horribly. Just like these officers are punishing me for telling on them. Just like, of course, with the people at First Steps, when I tried to turn them in to the police. What did the police do? They bullied me. They bullied me. Tried to reword all of my words into something that I didn't say. And of course, you get to see here. I told the truth. Let's look at some more, though. All right, let's take a look. Let's go to Clearview Behavioral Health. That's not it. This will take just a second. I do apologize. Let's see. Boulder, Colorado. They tried to frame me for murdering Natalie by assaulting me and pretending like I assaulted them. Police officer Waylon Lolatai quit 2nd Colorado Department. Lolatai was placed on administrative leave in early August, according to Boulder Beat, after sending threatening texts to a local... Yeah, he's also... There's video on this YouTube channel of him assaulting me, but they prevented me from getting the body camera evidence. Every time I tried to turn him in, I was assaulted, threatened, you name it. City of Boulder is paying $95,000 to settle a lawsuit against that exact officer. When did he assault me? January, before they found Joseph Michael Lopez, and after the situation with, oh, hold on, William Lolatai leaves department. Here's Sammy Leon Lawrence IV right here. He was filming homeless people and harassment by Boulder police against the homeless. Waylon Lolatai, Safe Boulder. Former Boulder police officer Waylon Lolatai joined the Boulder Police Department after being put under investigation for attacking Ann. And we can go through a bunch of them. Controversial past of Waylon Lolatai, Boulder cop and ex-football player. See, he was already released from Denver. He assaults people, and they hire him for this because he assaults people. All right, let's go to the next one. Where was I sent when I tried to turn him in? They literally bullied me to suicide. Oh, they named it. Clearview Behavioral Health, Colorado. All right. So, of course, they want to talk about how good they are. This is not it, is it? Nope. That's a sponsored thing. All right. Clearview Behavioral Health Clinic. That's not what we're looking for. Clearview Behavioral Health. All right. Psychiatric Hospital in Johnstown, Colorado. It says it's open. It's permanently closed. Why is it that they are permanently closed? Well, Denver 7 is about to tell us. Colorado shuts down Clearview Behavioral Health Monday. It says a for-profit mental health care center in Johnstown has had its license downgraded as 4 state and federal agencies investigate claims made. Now, this is 2020. I turned them in way before that. 2 years after Clearview Behavioral Health shuts down, the company that took it over, now it's Johnstown Behavioral Health, and they're having the same issue. I want to show you something. See, I don't just talk about it, I be about it. Whoa, shit. I'm going to zap the fuck out of myself with that thing. Huh. Dangerous. Let me show you some of my paperwork here. Clearview Behavioral Health, Johnstown, Colorado. Yeah, by the way, there's a lot of phone numbers in here that people don't want released. Some of my predators' phone numbers, matter of fact, are in this folder. And where is this place? People say I need to write things down. Well, I did, to the best of my ability, from memory. They wouldn't take it because it was on the wrong piece of the paper. It wasn't official police parchment. I was denied the right to show up to my own court date. And despite my efforts, the judge literally made excuses for my predators. I wasn't even allowed in court. They had court without me. I was not allowed to face my accusers. All they had to do was call me mentally ill and pretend I was schizophrenic. And that magically makes it okay. Here's one. Here in Clearview Behavioral Health Unit in Johnstown, Colorado, I lay. I'm using an eraserless golf pencil. Now, this was not easy to do, by the way. I'm using an eraserless golf pencil, rigged with a sock elastic and a rolled piece of notebook paper so its stubby length doesn't cramp my hand. There are 5 autistic people on this unit. All have been shut down, their voices silenced, under the guise of protecting them. Their wallets, phones, and valuables locked away from them, the information on them included. Forbidden from defending themselves by rules posing as moral laws. 5 more are homeless. Clearview Behavioral Health Center. This has got a lot of stuff on it. A lot of stuff. Here's a list of all the places that I went before Natalie was killed. Well, all right, Bozeman Deaconess was after. Chesapeake Hospital was before. Region 1 was both before and after. Panhandle Mental Health was before. Avista Hospital in Louisville, that was where I was sent. I have a bill from them, by the way, in here too somewhere. I saved people's names. I I wrote down their names so that people could tell that they do in fact exist. Kara Johnson, that was later Kara Johnson Miles. She was pretending that she was a autism advocate at the time. Karamia is Cara Rogers. Missy Layla Johnson, she now has it as Missy Doonan, or Layla Doonan. I don't know which. They were telling me they couldn't read it. I was told that they couldn't read this. Deputies Perez and Armand of Larimer County have repeatedly denied me the right to have an investigator present. Both have attempted to intimidate me into not making a police report, making every excuse to talk over me and down to me. They refuse to allow me a voluntary statement form, same as last time. Igaz is now on duty. He is a straight-up bully. He saw that I requested 5 voluntary statement forms and 2 inmate request forms and immediately got an attitude. Finally got my antibiotics. Igaz's attitude disappeared and he has been respectful all night. He also said they are out of inmate request forms until Monday. Deputy Gonzalez has been respectful and direct. He also was able to figure out I'm autistic. He asked if it was autism or Asperger's. I told him it was Asperger's, but now it's just ASD. He already knew that. I had a dream that my mom died. It was at McDonald's talking to a homeless guy who calls himself Batman. Odd dream. The last part was a dream, the rest of it wasn't. I wrote down names everywhere that I went. I wrote down Logan County, Waylon Lolatai. This one, it says, I was sent to Clearview for trying to report crimes to the police at Avista Hospital in Boulder County, including an assault by Boulder Police Department, Officer Waylon Lolatai. When I went in person, I was told I had to turn him in over the phone, then by computer. I was told I have to turn into a different department, then told by that department that I had to go to the officer superior, and so on. No matter what, there was always an excuse why the officers couldn't take a report, why it was always someone else's job. I was arrested on multiple occasions for trying to turn in officers, then sent to other jurisdictions to prevent me from trying again. I wrote this in, I believe, Arapahoe County, Colorado. Like I said, they just kept on shipping me to other jurisdictions. Allison, Larimer County Jail Therapist, beginning December 27th of 2020. Hannah K, Hannah MK, Kara, the nurse. I wrote down the names of people because it's difficult to remember. Things cops say when you try to turn in a cop. Why do you need a report? Just tell me. I'll tell you if it's illegal. You need to leave. Tell me what you did wrong. I'm about to arrest you. You are under arrest. We don't have paper reports. How do I know that isn't self-inflicted? Stop resisting. I believe my officers. I'm not the one who did it. Why are you telling me? Have you been drinking? Are you on drugs? Do you have a history of mental illness? Deputies have made every excuse, plus bullying and harassment tactics, since I arrived in Colorado to deny me basic human rights and access to Jill Gookin, my attorney. They won't give me the number to the public pretender's office either. Ask the man in SPC 1 who gave me the number when Deputy Torres denied it to me with excuses like it's not his job and he isn't allowed to give out that info. This was after a week of trying to reach Jill Gookin, who does not work with the public pretender's office, so it is not a free call. I don't have her number or address. Corporal Mahoney was a doucher too. Let's turn this around. Like I said, these tactics are nationwide. Sometimes you get to record it, like these dumbasses here. These stupid fucking cops here and these stupid fucking sheriff's deputies got themselves busted saying all of the things on this list in retaliation for me trying to tell on officers and other mandated reporters. Logan County Hospital, December 21st, 2020. We were 13 miles into Colorado. I had my prescription for antibiotics for the leaky hole, and we were on the way to see Ventus in Denver. We stopped to pee, and the driver made a call to his family. That was Stephanie Mejia, and the guy that was with her, he was the one who was driving. His name was uh, um, Juan Santana. Juan Santana, that's right. That's when the officer who served me with a protection order while I was in Arapahoe County Jail is actually the officer who showed up at the scene, made sure that he arrested me. I was lied to on multiple occasions by the people who were supposed to help me. And obviously, with Scott DaCosta, knowing I was trying to turn him in, he was going to lie about situations. He was going to, just like these officers here did. But I'm not the only one going through it. Again, I don't care how boring it is to you, I'm still going to maintain recording. Harming innocent people is not okay. It takes a lot of time to work on this stuff, and I would love to get through and show you all of the evidence of that. Good to be ready. Yes, thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and your sister's too, and no victim left behind. Loyalty above all else except honor. These people are not honorable. They're loyal to their jobs. Yeah. Many mandated reporters have told me that they're afraid to do their job as a mandated reporter because they don't want to lose their jobs. Well, tough cookie. You'll lose your job if you don't do your job as a mandated reporter. Now, obviously, I don't have anyone to call it in with me. With Claire, I do have to understand that I woke her up, and her state of mind with all the stuff that she's gone through is going to make it a very safe situation. No, she's not able to think or resonate with what's going on. By resonate with what's going on, I'm trying to appeal to you fucking stupid hippie types that think giving it to the universe and all that. No. The thing is, she's exhausted from jumping through hoops, same as me, being victimized in the same places by the same exact officers in some of these cases. Larimer County, that's where Estes Park is. I have to be scared shitless for her and her safety and her kids' safety. Please, make sure nobody hurts Claire Jordan. Make sure nobody hurts her kid. Make sure that her predators are not allowed access to her again. They harmed her intentionally. And unfortunately, Casey was useless. That guy earlier wanted to show up screaming and shouting and yelling. And all right, all the stuff that he said at the end there is all the stuff he said at the beginning, too. That I'm some sort of a murderer and all sorts of this, that, and the other. You know what? If I do what these people do, I go to fucking jail. If I call it in while it's happening, I get harassed for calling a non-emergency line, or the cops show up and fucking bully me for calling the non-emergency line, or the 911 line when it reaches the point where I'm being immediately threatened. I did the right thing. I went and got his license. Let's see how much charge we got. I've been victimized out of the resources required to turn this in myself. and then I'm expected to do the things that they're asking without those resources. I'm used to dealing with cowards. Bullies only work in groups. Chris Kurth didn't bully me by himself. He needed Carl Snell to do the threatening for him while he kept Laura Nelson busy the second time. The first time he wanted to threaten me with Carl Snell there as well. Carl Snell, I thought he was a Frericks, but he dropped his brother's name. Clint Snell. That was all the way in 2018. Clint Snell's wife, Leslie Snell, got a job with the Dual County Sheriff's Department working for Scott DaCosta, the very sheriff I was trying to turn in. The very sheriff who, well, a lot of people are pissed off that Waylon Lolatai was allowed to leave the Boulder Police Department without being arrested. They were angry about the way that went down. Well, guess what? So am I. A lot of people are angry about the way that went down. By the way, Clearview Behavioral Health killed a man by the name of Tibor Hatay by injecting him with ketamine, among other things. By the way, I was injected with ketamine for trying to tell too. What happens if you inject that stuff into somebody who's not schizophrenic? Come on, think fast. Maybe you should look up the drugs that they put into me and the reactions to those drugs. The adverse reactions. I told them not to put those drugs in my system and how they would affect me. So they literally did just that. Anyway, I don't feel safe to drive. I have to be afraid that the police are going to retaliate against me yet again. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn on my car, and I'm going to start charging my phone, I guess. Make sure that I keep a charge on it. One of them's got 8% battery. This one's got 15%. Like I said, if I could record 24/7, I would, but you get to see how much it takes out of me to be able to do this. How much it takes out of people like Claire. How she has to relive the trauma to turn it in. And these cops just keep re-traumatizing us by doing the exact same things. I've got multiple calls to the 988 crisis line as well. What's their idea of helping out a person in crisis because they've been abused? Send them to mental health. So they're claiming that we're mentally ill, but they're not doing anything about the crimes that we're trying to turn in, which by law they have to. I got recordings also with multiple other agencies. I also recorded my conversations yesterday with Providence Hospital in Seaside. They have a satellite office here in this town. The lady that I was in contact from there, she said that she believed me. She wasn't willing to look at the evidence or my conditions, that she believed me. Well, if she believed me, it was her duty by law as a mandated reporter to turn it in immediately in the state of Oregon. I'm going to turn this off because having the going eats up a lot of battery. All my other stuff is full of evidence. Good to be with you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. like these dumbass cops and the morons at First Steps, and that guy there who wanted to, the guy who was parked right there screaming at me. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and your sister's too, and no victim left behind. Also remember that not only was I willing to break the law to protect you guys, I also admitted to it, or I'd have never gotten busted for any of it. Remember, you are your sister's keeper. But if you're loyal to dishonorable people, then you're doing dishonorable things. In situations of oppression, the decision to do nothing is siding with the oppressor. When good men do nothing, that is evil enough. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Desmond Tutu, even Malcolm X. By the way, he was born in Nebraska, same as me. He also fought hard for the Second Amendment rights. Rights that I don't have because of the mentally ill tag. Because of homelessness and how unintelligent it is.